One, what's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. Today is Sunday episode. Fuck, I fucked up the intro. No! Today is Sunday, September 17th, 2017, and this is episode 38. Good morning. Good fucking morning. Hello, welcome to the show. My name is Naggers. We're motherfucking live on Twitch. If you guys would like to ask a question during the show, you can use the exclamation point question command in chat, and it will be answered at the Q&A at the end of the show. If you guys want to help support the show, ask a question, give any sort of feedback whatsoever, feel free to leave a review for the podcast on iTunes. You can email me at crocs@knackers.com, or you can fill out a handy dandy feedback form. So there's actually been a bunch of people that have filled out this feedback form as of late, and it has helped me so goddamn much. So if you guys like me and you care about the show and you want to further support in another way that's not monetary whatsoever, head to that form, take some time, fill it out. Motherfucking cast. Oh! You son of a bitch. I'm going to address that. Okay? I'm going to address that in a second. Can we get some knacker subs in chat, please? Anyways, there's been a few people that have filled out that feedback form for me, and not all has been positive. There has been things that a viewer didn't like that they brought to my attention. And it was fucking awesome. I cannot tell you how glad I was to open up the feedback form and see not great things. Like things that they had problems with or didn't think were great. And I actually agreed. And I've made some changes since then. So if you guys are looking for a way to support the show that does not involve money, give that feedback form a look. And let me know what you think, whether it's good or bad. It's completely anonymous, and it really helps me out. For those of you that have filled out the feedback form so far, you have my thanks. Thank you so very much. Nick Kest, you're the fucking man. I usually don't address the notifications during the podcast, so it doesn't ruin the audio experience. But I'm gonna break that. I'm gonna break that because we just reached a sub goal. Okay, Kest, you get to choose the next game I play for a stream, whether it's a campaign or a multiplayer. Because you hit our goal, you officially get to choose the next game. So keep that in mind, dude. All right, keep that in mind. Anyways, what am I drinking? Also, can we get some knacker subs in chat, please, for our newest sub? Thank you, dude. I'm drinking some apple pie moonshine. So I've got a friend that makes apple pie moonshine from using Everclear from Kansas City. Oh, it's fucking good. And this is, so Everclear, I think, is like 180 or 190 proof. This, I could chug this if I really wanted to. Like if there was one liquor that I could chug without gagging, like there's a giant ass stick in my throat. This is the shit. And I've only had a couple sips. My face is a little sweaty. But isn't that because of like, isn't that the point? You're supposed to get a little sweaty when you're drinking that booze. So very, very happy. By the way, Weenie, his face is supposed to be covered. He's supposed to be peeking and creeping. So what the fuck is up? Holy shit. It is Sunday, September 17th. Not much has gone on, except me and Weenie finally signed up for the gym, and we went for our first time today. We had a consultation? A motherfucking gym consultation? It was just supposed to see where we were at on like the unhealthy scale. Oh my God. That was terrible. I felt like I ran a mile. Felt like I ran a fucking mile. They did like these tests with like push-ups and sit-ups and stretches. Oh my God. I am the least flexible man in Michigan. You guys know those machines that you're like sitting on the ground and you put your feet flat against the machine and then you put your hands over the other and you push? Yeah. My first push got to like 3, which is about a half an inch. Oh, God. It was so bad. It was so fucking bad. Was my bot seriously being a dick shit? I turned that fucking asshole off. Why? Why do you do this to me? Oh, the command is off, but the timer's on. God damn it. You guys, commands are going to be the fucking death of me. You hear me? You hear me? So yeah, finally got to the gym, got signed up. So we're going to be doing that. So you guys might hear about me talking about my gym experience on further Solo Q podcast. I have tried to get on the healthy and exercising train like 3 or 4 times. And I fucked up every time. So I'm hoping this is the last time. This is the first time that I'm going to be signing up for a gym. I've never signed up for a gym before other than like high school, but that's not really signing up. So I'm hoping that this is the last time that I need to get back on the horse, because falling off and getting back on the horse sucks, asshole. It effing sucks. All right. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into these topics that you guys submitted before we got the show started. So we got a topic from Paul. New stream PC is running fucking great. So I built a stream PC using the AMD Ryzen 1700X CPU with an Asus motherboard, 16 gigs of RAM, and I got an older GPU in there. And right now, we actually are only using like 15% of my CPU in order to film this podcast. It is doing such a great job. And for those of you who are listening now or listening later, the Ryzen 1700X is an 8-core CPU that was $280 at my local Micro Center. Fucking stoked. Cannot believe that you can get an 8-core, physical 8-core, 16-thread processor for under $300 nowadays. It's insane. So if you guys are thinking about building a streaming PC, note, streaming PC, go Ryzen. I can't recommend Ryzen for gaming PCs yet because Intel still wins when it comes to single core performance with video games. If you're okay with that little bit of drop, go with the Ryzen. It's still an amazing CPU, but I cannot recommend it for gaming computers just yet. Just yet. It's okay though. Okay. Feel good though. Those are rookie numbers. We need to bring up them numbers. If you're building a stream PC, go Ryzen. All right. Apple stuff. Yeah, dude. You guys see that motherfucking iPhone X? I'm gonna take it and shove it into my butt. I cannot wait to get a new phone. I've had the iPhone 6S for quite some time now. A 6S Plus. And it's been doing really well for me. I don't really have a reason to upgrade other than I just want new hardware. I want the camera with portrait mode. I still haven't really decided whether I want to go from the 6 to the 8 or the 6 to the X. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm afraid of the X with the facial recognition and not having Touch ID. And Touch ID sucked when it first came out. It was not that reliable. It was very finicky. I don't know if I want to be a guinea pig when it comes to my cell phone. I've gotten so accustomed to my cell phone fucking working when I want it to work. And I really don't want to be a guinea pig. And if the facial recognition software is going to fuck up all the time, it's not a thing I want a part of. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be going the X route or if I'm going to be going the 8 Plus route. But I will be upgrading. I'm going to have to wait to see what happens when the X hits, the world and see how it performs. It looks like a sexy phone. Have you guys seen the benchmarks of the A11 Bionic chip that's supposed to be in the iPhone X? it is more powerful. I'm sorry, it's as powerful as the CPU that's in the baseline MacBook Pros, the 13-inch MacBooks. How the fuck is that possible? I didn't want to pay $1,000. Why are you gonna pay $1,000 for the phone, bitch? It's got a fucking CPU in it that can run a computer. Okay, it's got 4-sensor facial recognition that can find your face in darkness. Got a GPS. You can text. You can call. You can fucking FaceTime your mom from Guatemala over 4G. What do you mean? Why is it $1,000? These fucking phones nowadays are insane. $400 for a smartwatch is too expensive. What? A fucking device, a miniature computer that fits on your wrist, that can take your heartbeat and your heart rate and import it into another app and tell you whether you're dying or not. What's the cost of life nowadays? Holy shit. Get a little passionate when it comes to technology. This shit should be $5 fucking grand. These things that we're buying nowadays. Seriously. Guys do you guys like to, when you're going poo-poo in the poo-poo station and you go to wipe your butt, do you ever ever play with your butthole a little bit? Just like, you do it through the paper, so it's not, not like when you're telling your friends, it's not questionable. You just give it a little tickle. Do you guys ever do that? Okay. Anywho, podcast recommendations. I have a couple podcasts that I listen to religiously. The one that I listen to the most is definitely the Joe Rogan Experience. There are so many good guests on that show, and that podcast is such an inspiration for what I do. It's really hard to go a week without listening to a Joe Rogan podcast. So that is one that I recommend the most. I don't know if you guys like comedy, but Joe Rogan's a comedian. And for the 1000th episode that he just had a week or so ago, he had Tom Segura and Joey Diaz, both stand-up comedians with fantastic histories. Had them on for the 1000th episode, and it was fucking fantastic. So Joe Rogan Experience. I absolutely love Radiolab. I introduced Radiolab to Matt Weenie on our last road trip, and we listened to 2 episodes of Radiolab. The most intriguing and captivating stories in a podcast ever. Their editing and production quality on the episodes themselves are absolutely fantastic, and I guarantee if you listen to 1 or 2 episodes, you will fall in love. I used to love a podcast called What's Tech, but they stopped uploading. 1 podcast in December, 1 podcast in November, 1 podcast in October. It basically used to be a podcast about just anything technology, like why smartphone batteries explode, or why Sony and Microsoft are announcing and releasing new consoles, explaining like what's a podcast, what you should know about torrenting. But it doesn't look like they upload anymore. The VGT podcast, that's a podcast from my buddy Nipnops. I like to listen to that. There's a podcast specifically for streaming by 2 guys, Say No to Rage and something profanity. I can't remember. It's called The Unfiltered Contrast. For motivation, the Gary V audio experience is definitely one of my favorites. And as far as comedy goes, I love My Brother and Me, which is the McElroy brothers, Adventure Zone, and H3 Productions podcast. I think the H3 podcast is one of my absolute favorites that has come out in 2017. Talk about instant success when it comes to launching a podcast. They should have been doing that shit from day fucking one. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. Rocket. I don't remember adding Rocket Talk. I think that's a local fiber internet podcast. And then there's actually a podcast that the local gaming lounge does. It's called High Score, and they do the High Score podcast. There's only one podcast that I listen to for music, and that is the Monster Cat podcast. Yeah, those are my motherfucking podcasts. Thanks for those resubs, homies. All right, so let's go on to these talking points. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about that I didn't really expand on the last episode was making sacrifices in your real life for streaming. And what I mean by that is when you take up any hobby, but more so when you take up a hobby like streaming, you really jeopardize relationships that you have in your real life. And that's not a bad thing, but you just have to be ready for it when it comes. And you have to know what to do when that stuff happens. So the first thing that I wanted to highlight was your schedule. If you work full time and you're streaming part time. Now I'm just going to run you guys through my schedule so you can understand, like, okay, if you're trying to think of somebody else who may stream 3 to 4 times a week, this is what their schedule might be like. Monday. So I work from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. If I want to stream 4 nights a week for 4 hours, that means on a Monday. I'm sorry, let's do Tuesday since I stream on Tuesday. Tuesday, wake up, go to work. I usually leave at 9:30. I'm home at 6:30 to 7. Get home. By the time you get home, spend some time with significant other, cook, maybe take a poopy. You've maybe got a half an hour before you start a show at 8 p.m. And that half an hour needs to be sitting down, catching up on any social media that you need to before you start the stream, setting up bot commands, getting OBS ready. And that usually takes anywhere from 30 minutes to half an hour. Stream for 4 hours, that puts you at midnight. And then by the time, if you host somebody and you stick around in their channel for at least a little bit, that's 10, 15 minutes. So by the time you actually get off of your computer, 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, if you do a 4-hour stream. So you are pretty much nonstop moving from when you wake up at 8:30, 9 o'clock, all the way to 1 a.m. And if you want to save anything after the show, if you want to go and highlight, if you want to post any clips, if you want to, take a past broadcast and make it a highlight or maybe add it to a collection, there's another 15, 20, half an hour, worth of work. Maybe you're in bed by 2 a.m. So that's just one day. That's one full day. All right. Let's say Monday's your open day. But maybe Monday's the day you go to the gym and you go grocery shopping for the week. So Monday's completely filled. Tuesday's completely filled. Wednesday, you're not streaming. You're not gaming. You've got a girlfriend. You got a dog. You've got family. Let's say you spend that one day with that person, okay? Second day of streaming is already here. It's Thursday. Same deal. Go to work, come home, make dinner for yourself, spend some time with somebody, poopy. Eat dinner. I mean, making dinner and eating dinner, that can be anywhere from a half an hour to an hour and a half. Stream. Maybe you get off early that night, but you're still not out of your office until 12:30. Another full day. All right. Friday comes around. You either choose to work on your cast, maybe work on overlays, work on commands, work on images, get some artwork done for the show. Try and test the game within OBS, maybe make some tweaks. Or maybe you choose to play games online. Or maybe you choose to go out for that night. So we've already gone from Monday to Friday. And if you stream 2 times a week, that leaves one day to do something other than gaming and one day to do something for yourself. That's fucking nothing. And this isn't counting house chores, homework, class, doing work from home, going to the gym, any sort of exercise, Any sort of just general life maintenance. Leaves no times for favors, for you to do anything for anybody else. This is all just stuff that you want to do for yourself. Let's go to the weekend. Maybe you want to sleep in and maybe get a slow start to your morning. All right. Maybe you start streaming at 12. Maybe you start streaming at 1. All right. You stream for 4, 5, 6 hours. That pretty much takes up the entire afternoon. And then you got Sunday. And just between work and streaming 20 hours a week, let's say if you stream 5 times a week, that's 20 hours for 4 hours each. We haven't even gone into any of the other parts of life. Doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, going to get your oil change, hanging out with family, hanging out with friends, playing games online with your not real life friends. You guys know what I mean by that. You got your IRL friends, then you got your game friends. You got your internet friends, then you got your IRL friends. So when you've got friends, and maybe you spend 1 day a week hanging out with one friend. Maybe you have 3 friends. If you hang out with that one friend once a week, you may only see one of those friends once a month. And that triggers the shit out of those friends. Like, what the fuck? Yo, you're on that computer an awful lot, bro. How's your back? How's your eyes? How's your fucking drug problem? So it can get crazy. And one of the main issues that I've had with starting streaming is I have so many friends online that are like, dude, we never see you around, or we never get to play with you. And that's an unfortunate truth. And then I've got in real life friends that are like, I have not seen you in 2 months. What are you doing with your goddamn life? It's funny because, like, even though you've got a good job and you've got a house and you've got, your life set up, playing video games is still so goddamn negative to most of the world. You spend time playing video games and people just they just don't understand. And even my parents still, they're like, why do you spend so much time on the computer? Because it's better than going outside. I've got so many goddamn friends online. The internet enables me to play with so many people around the entire globe. I can't get that by walking outside. Yeah, great to smell some trees sometimes. Maybe eat some flowers. Take the dog for a walk. Get some vitamin D. I get it. However, the internet allows us to do things we normally couldn't do 10 years ago. And I'll be damned if I don't take fucking advantage of that. All right. So that's a schedule of somebody that has a full-time job and streams part-time. I usually come in at about 20 hours a week of streaming. And if I spend 1 day strictly working on my stream, 1 day with the girlfriend, and 1 relaxed day, there's no more days left. There's no more day, and there's no more time. And I think that's probably what exhausts so many people early on who try to get started streaming. Is I've seen people start streaming and they stream 7 days a week. 7 days a week, 4, 5, 6 hour streams. That is absolutely insane. I don't know how you fucking do that. Please stop. But some people can do that. I can't. And I'm hoping that opening up that schedule to you guys kind of gives you a viewer realization of what it's like to be a streamer. And maybe anybody who's feeling like a friend who got started streaming lately just doesn't want to play with them anymore. It's not that we don't want to play. There's literally no time to play. And the schedule that I'm telling you guys right now is so not hands-on. The best way I can describe it is only spending 1 day a week, like only spending a couple hours a week to work on your stream is pretty mediocre. And if you really want to have a good show, you should be spending way more time perfecting your craft. And I could probably have a better show if I spent a lot more time, but I don't want to sacrifice things like family, like going out and doing social things with friends. I don't want to sacrifice that time with my girlfriend. And I don't want to sacrifice time on getting healthy, which I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get back into right now. There's people who make those sacrifices and they have a very successful stream. And then there's the other people. So you got to kind of make that choice for yourself. And I would much rather have a balanced mental state as well as a social life than just nonstop grind away at the computer, because I don't think it's good for you. And this also comes into play when you're talking about not being able to go in other people's streams. So notice in that entire schedule, I didn't say anything about like sitting and watching other people stream. There is very, very little time in order to do that if you have a day job and you stream yourself. And there comes a point where if you're a streamer and you've been streaming for a while, you've got some hardcore loyal viewers that come around all the time, and then they start streaming and they've been a supporter of you for so long and have subbed and hosted and retweeted and just been there for you. And then they start streaming, and most of them expect that same support back. And most of them, they just don't understand, because they're like, wait, if I had so much time to devote to this person, how come they can't do the same for me? And the answer to that is it's borderline impossible. And as a streamer, it makes you feel bad because you see so many people that start doing it and you just can't give them the same support back that they gave you. Again, viewers and up and coming streamers, it's not personal. It's just borderline impossible. And it feels so good when you do get some free time to stop in on somebody's show, because then they see that you're sort of kind of trying to give back by watching them, and watching their face light up when that happens is fucking fantastic. And there's points in the week where you say, I don't have time. I can't like go around and watch all these different people. And you justify that because you're so busy, you don't have the time to go do it. And then you finally get around to going in and showing somebody some love, and you realize, you know what? I can take 5, 10, 15 minutes out of my day and stop in, see a couple people, show some love back. So for those of you that are feeling like me and how you can't get into other people's shows, try stopping in for 5 minutes. Stopping in for 10 minutes. Say what up. Throw them a host. Give them some love. They will appreciate it. And that appreciation goes a long way. And that's something that you have to do as a streamer. You need to build relationships with other people. You got to spread the love, and hosting and shouting out is the best way to do that. One of the other points that I wrote down in the script that kind of has changed lately is hosting. Other streamers are going to know what I'm talking about, but there's been a change in how Twitch does hosts, and numbers aren't usually accurate, and auto hosts kind of fuck shit up, and it's made me change how I've had to display things on my stream. So when you're in Streamlabs, you can set up thresholds. Now, when somebody who's not a streamer hosts you, which is fucking amazing, by the way, thank you for those that do that, it'll host for 0 viewers because there's most likely not anybody in their chat because they're not a streamer, so there's really no reason for anybody to be in their chat. And it'll show up as 0. And there's other times where you have other streamers who haven't been streaming in days, and they'll host you, and it'll look like they're hosting you for 5-10 people because there's just people who never exited the channel. And so now we have hosts and we have auto hosts, and you can choose if you want auto hosts to show up on screen, or do you want them to show up on screen and not make a sound? You know, how many viewers does a raid consist of to you? So I'm going off the top of my head, but right now, because auto hosts aren't, this is hard to say. Auto hosts aren't really, it's not that they're not genuine. They just aren't chosen. Auto hosts are random. So I used to have it to where auto host popped up on screen and it would make a noise. And it got to the point where a friend of the streamer would go, a streamer who is a friend would go offline, and I was next on the streaming list. So I would get all of those auto hosts because that person went offline. And then there would be a bunch of notifications in chat. And because that person was just live and didn't raid anybody, all of those people are still in chat. So when they auto host you or auto host me, it shows, hey, this person, because I have my raids set to 5 viewers. So anytime you get a host of 5 or more viewers in this chat, it looks like a raid. You get a different color raid message, and you get a different message on screen. But if you have auto hosts that show within Streamlabs, you could get an auto host from a friend with people that are still in their chat. It'll show up as a host, and it'll look like a raid. And then people think it's a raid, and then the streamer and the people in chat never really show up because it's not an actual raid. And so this is just like a decision I had to make when it came to whether or not I wanted to keep follow notifications on screen or not and make a sound. Do I want to take time out of the show to address auto hosts, which are people who did not choose to host the channel or choose to raid the channel? Or do I just want to have those show up and, people in chat can acknowledge them if they want? Or do I want to take time out of the show to say thank you to the people who actually chose to raid or host the channel? And that's what I prefer to do. If somebody is in chat and they host the channel, it'll show up no matter how many views, or how many viewers are in their chat. It'll show up because the act of hosting is huge. It's a great way to support streamers. And I want to thank, because that person made a conscious decision to host the channel. That should be thanked and that should be addressed. And if somebody raids the channel, I want to take the time to thank them. I want to take time to say hi to the viewers, say hi to the person that raided the channel. And that's also why auto hosts aren't going to show in the event list, which is right over here. It's a matter of, with the way that the new Twitch follow onboarding is here now, with the way that host numbers are now messed up, and the way with auto hosting, because those new implementations bring so many more notifications that are just fluff, you have to decide what's worth taking time to address and what should be left alone and where your focus should be. And it didn't always be this way, for me, but the channel gets to a certain size eventually where you got to make changes like that. Just like how most people who get partnered usually turn off follower notifications, because they're usually a community of considerable size, and they're usually getting a lot of follows a stream, and it's hard to keep up, and they really want to focus on the subs, the people that are, supporting the show monetarily, or people that are, the big raids or the tips. And it sucks because it makes it seem like they don't care about the follows, but it's not about that. It's the channel has taken a completely new focus, and you have to decide what to spend your time on, because when you have a 4-hour show, you only have so much time in between when that show starts and when that show ends. And if you're not careful about where you spend your time, people are going to get annoyed. And like I mentioned on the last Solo Key podcast, people got annoyed with the follower notification. It was going off to 250 times a stream, and that same noise over and over and over again, and the same notification. So notifications still pop up on stream follows here. And usually after 15 minutes, I'll read off thank you to all the follows. And actually, one change that I made to my follow alert was, if somebody follows the channel, it pops up on screen. It says, thanks for the follow. If you're in chat, say hello. And so if a follower is following the channel and is looking at your stream to see whether you're going to react or not, they're going to see the message that says they followed, and it's going to say, hey, say hi in chat. The people who are lurking and who want to lurk will just leave it and be like, I'm not really care to say hello. I just kind of want to follow and watch, and I'm a lurker. Lurkers make the motherfucking dream work. And they'll lurk. And then the others will see that and go, hey, oh, say hi. Yeah, I want to say hi. Say hello. And then they get a little hello in chat. And that actually happened to me twice, I believe, on the last stream that was on Saturday, which, oh my God, it was fucking yesterday. Jesus Christ, I haven't drank enough. And can't really say whether that's working or not, but there's been so many times where I've gotten hundreds of follows a stream from the Twitch onboarding, and I've never seen any of them in chat. But since I've made that change this past stream, I got 2 new people that said hello in chat after they had followed. And it wasn't immediately. I saw when the first person said hello in chat, and then I looked at my Streamlabs list, and it was like they had said hello 15 or 30 minutes later. And I thought that was really fucking cool. So that was one change that I made in order to try and encourage people who follow to say what's up in chat so that they can get some time. And because with the new onboarding, like I've mentioned before, it's hard to gauge whether or not a person chose to follow your channel and wants to be a part of your community, or because Twitch followed the channel for them. And again, just comes down to time management is all. So that's where that comes in. I talked so much of that topic that I got lost in my script, and now I don't even know what I said and what I didn't say. So yeah, one of the other changes that I needed to make was I had to turn off auto hosts, because I was getting auto hosts for 5, 10, 15, 20 people, but they were showing up on stream as raids. And you can either have auto hosts on or off in Streamlabs. You can't have auto hosts on but not show or not sound a notification for auto hosts. So that was the decision I had to make. Was I'm just going to acknowledge the hosts that people make from both streamers and from viewers, and raids from people who do that as well. And hosts from anybody still show up in the event list down there. Raids show up down there. Resubs show up down there. Tips show up down there. It's the same reason why I had to remove followers from the event list, because 250 follows a stream, that event list is just constantly moving and nothing ever sticks. So again, another change that had to be made. Next, as a quick kind of topic, this is actually one of the second to last topics. I'm actually not planning on going too long tonight. I kind of want to keep this episode a little bit shorter. Variety streaming versus picking a game. Hey, look at that. Wait, I want to edit you. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, dude. No. I'm going to re-put that one on screen so I can move it, because it was looking. Why can't oh, it's because it's locked. No. Son of a bitch. All right, it's gone. Gone forever, chat. You know what? Fuck's sake. I'm going to do it one more time. Worst podcast ever. Woo, now it's level. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to level that out. All right, variety streaming versus picking a game to play. This has been huge. A huge topic for people that are streaming, because they don't know whether they should be picking one game to stream and grinding, or should they be a variety streamer. And there has been 2 partnered streamers that I've watched get partnered that have played one game and gotten huge off of it. And then they try and play another game on stream, and they get fucking annihilated by their chat. People complaining, why are you playing a game that's not your normal game? Why are you playing this other game? I followed you, or I subbed to you because I wanted to watch you play this game. And there's been so many streamers other than those two that have expressed that say every time I play a different game than the one I normally play, I get so much flack for it. So you as a streamer got to decide what route you want to go. Now, being a variety streamer, it's going to take you a long time to grow. Like I went over in the last solo queue, it took me 4 years to get my first 1,000 followers, and from variety streaming. I started off as just playing regular PC games, and doing a little podcasting here and there on the GSN channel, and that was streaming once a week. And then I started streaming twice a week, and then 3 times a week. But if I would have stayed with one game and grinded at that one game and got really good at it, there's a good chance that my channel would have grown more. Not a guarantee, but if history says anything, it's people who stick with one game and get popular off of one game grow quicker. So that was a decision I had to make a long time ago. And it's a decision that I've stuck with. I know I've been playing a shit ton more of Rocket League lately, but there's been so many of you guys that have still supported me through playing Rocket League, and I fucking thank you for that so very much. I would rather have a smaller community and a smaller channel and play whatever I felt like at that time instead of being forced to play one game. Now, I have gotten lucky enough to be able to play a game like Rocket League where I can play that game for 20 hours a week and not feel it. There's times where I can play 5 hours of Rocket League a week and get just absolutely tired of it. So it's gonna, did you guys just hear my throat squeak right there? Or is there like a raccoon in my room? That was so weird. My throat was like a high-pitched squeal. As a variety streamer, you're gonna build a community of people that like to watch you for you instead of watching you for the game that you're playing. So, and there's gonna be a bunch of different kinds of those people in your chat. And I am so stoked to say that I have such a great group of people that watch my channel. And I'm so glad that I just stuck with the variety channel or with the variety streaming route, because I could have started grinding Rocket League a long ass time ago and gotten really, really good at it and gotten myself up in that community. But what about the days where I don't feel like playing Rocket League? What about the days I want to play pub or Mount Your Friends or Gang Beasts or do, a couch gaming night? I would rather have those opportunities. And I think that's worked better for me because I don't think that I can play one game all the time. And I know you guys probably have followed a lot of streamers for playing one game and then they stop playing that game and played something else. And you're like, oh, wait, holy shit, I kind of like this dude or this lady. Not assuming gender here. Easy, chat. Easy there. Okay? Watch yourself. So I'm not speaking to the people that only like to watch one game when I say this. I just want to show my gratitude for the people that have stuck around and watched me play all sorts of different games, because you guys have been making this dream come true for me. And to see the same people in chat when I'm playing different games is fucking awesome. And I really appreciate the support. I appreciate the support of anybody that watches the show to any extent. But being able to be a variety streamer and have an audience is absolutely wonderful. For the people that have been playing a single game and they play, the game that they are not big for, they see huge viewer drops when they choose a different game. And like I said, they get flack in chat and they get flack on Twitter. If you don't really give a shit, there's a lot of people who just don't fucking care. Like they get shit all the time, but they can have it bounce off of them, no problem. I can't do that. There's a certain point where I get too much shit and it really just makes me mad and kind of hurts my confidence a little bit. I can deal with a good amount compared to what I used to be able to deal with, because just being a streamer, that's what happens. But if you can get away with not giving a shit when people give you shit, fucking A-okay, dude. You go for it. I can't do that. Knackers is a pussy. Be nice to me. I'm soft. But on the other hand, if you choose one game, there's a chance that you're eventually going to get burned out, and you're going to be forced to play a game that you don't enjoy. So would you rather build a community really fast of people that only watch you for one game? And then when you get burned out, you get a bunch of shit for it, and then you're not feeling great because you're not playing a game you want, and your stream's less entertaining, and then the people who watch you for that game are suddenly not getting entertained because they're watching a person who doesn't want to play a game in the first place. Have you guys watched Summit and Dr. Disrespect try and play H1Z1 lately? Even though they're getting paid for it, they're still having a miserable time trying to play that game. That's what happens. That's what happens eventually. So what are you okay with as a streamer? You want that slow, steady grind, playing whatever you want? Or do you want to try and grind that one game and get a big community? Well, it depends on what you can put up with, my friend. So in my opinion, I fucking love Rocket League. And like you guys saw a month or so ago, I started playing Rocket League at the very end of my stream for like an hour or so, which that gave me the opportunity to variety stream, but also gave me a chance to play a game that I really wanted to get good at, in which I actually have gotten good at. And so I'm super stoked to know that I was able to keep up variety streaming and get good at a game I really liked, because when I do stream Rocket League, I love it. I love it so much. And there's a lot of people in chat who seem to love it too. When you have fun, chat has fun. Last point I want to talk about, I just wanted to bring this up for anybody who doesn't know. The way that the motherfucker. Get over here. Get over here. There you go. That's a good boy. Okay. Yep. Okay. Those of you who are listening on audio, you're going to have no idea what's going on. Is he naked? Is he clothed? Is he chronically masturbating? Is chronically even a word? I don't know. Matt Winnie will probably tell me. A Twitch affiliate payout and how it works. So, if you're a Twitch affiliate, you officially get a check from Twitch every 60 days. I just found out how this payout system works because I got my first Twitch check from being an affiliate. You cannot get a payout check from Twitch unless you rack up $100 worth of subs and bits. So let's say you are an affiliate, okay? And in June, you make $60 worth of sub revenue and bit revenue. Cool. All right, moving on to the next month. What month did I start with? September? Did I say September? Oh, well. September, $60. All right, you move on to October. October 10th, you pass $100 in sub and bit revenue. Fucking sweet. So let's say at the end of October, you have $120 in your account on Twitch. All right. So October 31st, $120 in your account. You do not get paid until 2 months after the end of the month that you hit that $100 mark. So you would not get that paycheck until December 30, whatever the last day of December is. Because I don't know my days. I flunked out of high school. I don't know my month or days. There's that stupid fucking song that lets you remember the days in every month. But I don't fucking know it because I sucked a lot of dick in high school. I did graduate, but I didn't do that great. 2.5 GPA. So December 30, whatever, you get that check. But let's say in between October 31st and December 31st, you earned an additional $200 in sub revenue. You don't get that. Even if you have $330 in your Twitch payout when that December 31st comes, you only get the amount that was in your account on that month you reached $100. Which kind of sucks. Because if nobody should be trying to make a living, off of Twitch when they're an affiliate. You just shouldn't. You should have another job, okay? Get that out there. But for someone like me and a lot of people I know, we only accept bits. And people like to donate. Oh, I'm sorry. People like to tip in order to support your channel. But if you tip at the beginning of September and that streamer doesn't hit the $100 threshold in September, they could not see your tip. Not donation, they are tips. They could not see your tip money for a total of 3 months. If it takes them 3 months to hit that $100 threshold, it'll take them 5 months before they see it. So us as streamers who are only accepting bits, it's kind of a crappy situation. And the reason people aren't accepting PayPal is because of the fear of the chargebacks, because of the changes that PayPal made. It makes you susceptible to getting charged back. Now, there's a lot of people I know that are still accepting PayPal, that haven't gotten charged back, that are collecting money through tips, through PayPal just fine. But that doesn't mean they're not going to get fucked at some point. They could never get fucked. But I just don't think I want to leave myself open to get fucked. I like my butthole. I'm going to leave it intact. I don't want it sewn together by a doctor, okay? Just want to leave it as it is. I like the ability to poop, all right? And so that's kind of shitty. So I'm hoping some changes come around. Quick question in chat. Does that mean that if you don't hit the threshold, you will never see that money? Yes. So it could take you 6 months to hit that $100 threshold, and then you'll get paid 2 months after that 6 month period. That's just how it goes. So it kind of leaves a little bit to be desired as a streamer. You can take the chance and accept PayPal for tips, but there's a chance that you might get charged back and you might get shit on. So kind of shitty, but I wanted to enlighten you guys on that because I didn't know that's how the payout system worked. I figured if I hit the $100 mark in September and then I made another $200 in between September and November, I would get all of the money that was in my account when I got paid by Twitch. That is not the case. And there were so many people that were tipping with bits to try and get me closer to upgrading my stream PC, which anybody that did so, thank you so much. I hope you are enjoying this buttery stream because I am so fucking stoked to have this stream PC deliver a good looking stream for you guys. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Thank you so much. What the fuck was I saying? So, oh yeah, tipping. And it was like, yo, when you got the money, when are you going to upgrade that stream PC? You can't touch the money for a super long time. So kind of a shitty thing, which is why there's great other ways to support streams. There's ways you can donate games. You can donate games to be given away. You can host. You can raid. You can talk in chat. Again, money is not the only way you can support a show. But money is a little bit fucky when it comes to being a Twitch affiliate. And for partners, it's not that much better. They have a 45-day payout period. It's only 15 days better. So like all these partners are only getting paid every fucking 45 days. That's crazy. Absolutely insane. So something to think about as a viewer and as a streamer. And I'm hoping one of my guesses is going to be that one of the things they make changes for in regards, wow, holy shit titties. Sorry about that, guys. One of the changes they're going to make for partners soon is that their payout window is going to be smaller, whether it's 30 days or I don't think we're going to see a 2-week, like a bi-weekly payout period for a while. The amount of transactions that would impose on Twitch as a corporation would probably be astronomical, and they're probably not going to want to get into that kind of thing. So I doubt we're going to see bi-weekly payouts for partners. Maybe they'll see 30-day payouts soon, because that would be a little bit more feasible for most people. Trying to plan out your entire month with one paycheck, that's difficult. And, you know, if nowadays, if you get wasted and you buy a bunch of dildos and Cheez-Its on Amazon, you can at least recover 2 weeks later when you get paid again. You know, you can balance yourself out. If you buy $200 worth of, you know, Rib for Her Pleasure condoms, September 1st, you're not getting paid again until October 1st, homeboy. No bueno. No bueno at all. And that's all I got for talking points for tonight. So what I'm going to do at this point now is I'm going to open up and see if you guys had any questions for me. Remember, if you guys are here during the show and you want to submit a question to be answered at the end of the show where the Q&A lies. Exclamation point question in chat. So I'm not going to be accepting any more questions now since we have gotten to it. Oh, God. Is that command broken? Okay. Hopefully there just wasn't any questions submitted tonight. Because if there was, it didn't collect them. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Please tell me that. Hopefully there wasn't any questions. All right. I'm going to give you guys, if there's anyone in chat who asked the question and it didn't get recorded, I'll give you 30 seconds to answer it or to ask it. Oh, my God. It is so freaking hot. I don't know why I wore my headset that entire show. There's no sounds. I'm so sweaty. My leg hairs are tying together. Anywho. Okay. Didn't see any. Okay. I don't think that there was any questions. Oh, look, there. Okay, there's one. See, I thought I saw one. New South Park game? ? Okay, so I never played the first South Park game. However, I did watch my roommate, Randy. I did watch him play it. It looked fun. It pretty much looked like a beautified Paper Mario. You know, turn-based style. And they look like paper, obviously, because that's how South Park is. But it looked super fun. I don't know if I'm going to play it. I actually don't really like South Park. I know there's going to be a bunch of unsubs now. That's okay. I've never been a big South Park fan. I've also never been a Family Guy fan. I'm a Simpsons dude. All the fucking way to home and back. So I didn't grow up on South Park. A lot of my friends did. I just didn't get into it. I didn't really get the humor. I'm sure if I got into it now, I would probably find it funny. I'm sure if I was to go back to the earlier episodes that I would look at it and be like, what the fuck? I am dated as shit. I don't get this humor. So I don't know if I'll ever go back and get into it because of the sheer amount of episodes that there are. But yeah. So I don't think I'll play it. I think I heard Weenie saying that she was going to want to get into it, so I'll probably just watch her play it and enjoy it. Second and last question. How are you liking The Forest? The Forest is fucking awesome. I am thoroughly enjoying playing that game. The first hour or two were very slow for me because I didn't know what was going on, getting used to the questions. Not the questions. Jesus Christ, I'm dyslexic. Getting used to the controls and how the game works. The inventory system was, you know, pretty not. It's unique, and the crafting mat that you use in that game is also kind of abstract. You can't really see what you have in your inventory unless you hover over it. So you could have collected things and not known that you had them, like me with I didn't know I had 17 granola bars in my inventory. But I did. Cat made fun of me. But I thoroughly enjoyed playing that game. I remember looking over and like 2 hours had passed. And I'm like, shit, I don't know if I'm enjoying this game. Everyone's having so much fun. I'm scared because I'm not going to like it. And then we started getting into it. And then I looked at the clock again and 5 hours had passed. I would have kept going for more, but we had to leave the house and go pick up my apple pie moonshine, and I didn't want to blow my load all on the first stream. So had those factors not been in play, I probably would have played the forest for another 1 or 2 hours. I was seriously enjoying it. So if you guys haven't played the forest, I would tell you to go fucking do it, bud, because it's super fun. Super fun. And I'm getting into the story. I don't want to say anything on stream in fear of spoilers, but thank you to Marcos, who actually gifted me that game like 6 months ago. I'm finally getting around to play it, and it's super fun. I'm enjoying it very much, and I believe we're going to attempt to try and play the game again sometime next week, and I'm very excited for it. So if you guys have been enjoying that show, we'll probably be doing it next weekend sometime. All right, motherfuckers, that is going to be it for this episode of Crocs and Hot Pockets Solo Q. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in chat. I hope you guys have something that you could take away from the podcast, whether you are a streamer, a viewer, or just a dude or lady who doesn't give a fuck. Because giving a fuck is the goddamn best. Fucking best. Just a couple of things. Again, if you guys want to support the show, remember, hanging out in chat, hosting, those are all fine and dandy. If you guys want to take another step forward, there is a feedback form, which I will throw in chat one last time. Again, I have been so appreciative of the people that have filled out this form and helped me shape this, show, because I am no know-it-all, and I don't know everything. I know that I want to put on a good show for you guys, and I've got to get a feel for what people love and what people like to watch. And you, in this field, you have to be extremely attentive to the environment around you and how changes are being made, because you have to adapt. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to adapt. And I thoroughly, I see extreme amounts of value in your guys' feedback as viewers, as friends, as fellow streamers. So if you guys, took a couple minutes to fill that out, I would greatly appreciate it. You can give me feedback on just the podcast. You can give me feedback on the channel as a whole. Anything you have to say, positive or negative, I want to hear it. All right? I promise. If you guys want to send in any sort of email or message into the podcast, remember, you can always email crocs@knackers.com. That's knackers with 3 A's. And then obviously podcast reviews on iTunes. If you guys want to review the podcast on iTunes, that would be a huge help. iTunes ratings really help where the podcast shows up on iTunes. And for those of you who have done that already, thank you so goddamn much. If you guys want to follow on the socials, I will throw a social command in chat. Twitter and Instagram are the two that I use the most. And of course, uploads and archives of the podcast always go up on YouTube. And if you guys are an audio listener, this podcast will be up on iTunes very soon. If you guys are new to the channel and you would like to get in on the Discord action, I will throw a Discord link in chat as well. Talk about food, talk about beer, gaming news, and just love posting fat pictures of ourselves. Always a really good time. As far as my upcoming schedule for the rest of this week, it's going to be Red Dead Redemption, motherfuckers. Getting right back into Red Dead on Tuesday and Thursday. There's probably going to be a bonus stream somewhere in there because I need to make up for a stream that I missed last week. And then probably going to be doing a little bit of the forest somewhere in there. And then another podcast, episode 39. Free for all. Episode 39 is going to be next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the full fucking crew. And then your question might be, Knackers, who's the next 1v1 guest you have on the podcast? Huh? Me? And that answer is 6Max. I originally said that 6Max was supposed to be the guest of the podcast this Sunday. I totally got my dates fucked up. And he's not for 2 weeks. So free for all next week, 6Max after that. So thank you so much for coming out to this episode of the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. It was an absolute fantastic time being your source of entertainment for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and I will see you motherfucking next time. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. All right, so that's where I'm going to cut off